and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if this is your first time watching my videos or the first time coming to my page, you're highly welcome into my channel. And if you've been watching my videos so far, thank you so much. I really do appreciate. And please, if you've been watching this video so far without subscribing, or my videos without subscribing, please press the red icon below to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So every time I upload a new video, you're going to get notified. And if you've been watching my video so far, thank you so much. I really do appreciate. So on today's video, like I said before in my last video, the termination terms, or what are the benefits, advantages and disadvantages of termination. So on today's video, I'm going to be emphasizing more about your rights as an employee in Bahrain. Now, an employee is somebody who is working under a person, and working under the person, that person is your employer, and you working under this person, you are an employee. So don't get it twisted. I want you to know first what an employee. I'm working under somebody, so I'm an employee, and he or she is my employer. So actually, I'm working for she. She is my employer. I'm the employee. Okay. So as an employee, these are rights I have that, of course, my boss knows these are rights I have, and your boss should know. In fact, your boss knows these are right. He or she knows is the employee's right and has to respect these rights. Otherwise, we have our labor office to report all our issues to. So now I'll go to the first issue. The first issue is the issue of salary. Now, salary, this is money you get from labor. This is the compensation you get from your labor, your work through the month, through the hours, through the days of the year. So every month you're supposed to get your salary. Salary is not something you're supposed to be debating with your boss when it's the time to pay. Okay, so in certain companies, or in companies, it is said that they pay you, let's say, by the end of the month, or they pay from the first week of the new month till the 5th. So you have the 1st to the 5th. You're expected to receive your salary either cash or in your bank card. It's not something you're supposed to go and meet your boss and remind, or you start saying, oh boss, please, I need salary. My mother swallow spoon, my father swallow razor blades. No, you're not. This is something your boss know you're working for the company, and of course you have to pay me when I'm done with my work, when I'm done for the month. Because if you don't pay me, how am I going to take care of myself, my feeding, my clothes? This is a foreign land. Of course, I need money. That is why I'm hustling. Okay, so this is reason number one. This is right number one. You should be getting your salary every month, and on the time he or she has proposed to pay your salary. Okay, now let's talk about the second one. The second one is the idea of passport. I have a lot of ideas about people saying that if you get employed in a company, your employer is allowed to keep your passport. No, hell no. Why is the employer keeping your passport? This is your document. Okay, so I had a conversation some weeks ago with my friends, and they saying the housemaid, she's actually she's not a Cameroonian. She's a white. She lives in Bahrain, and then she was like, her housemate ran from her house and stuff. And then she was asking me what can be the cause why her housemate ran away from her house. Now I told her, I just asked her, were you treating this girl well? Because there is no human being on his or her right senses that is going to be treated well and still want to disappear from the house. No, if you are being treated well, of course you're going to, you're going to stay there and you're going to be living happy. But a lot of African, Filipino Asians turn out to run from their house, their employer who work, like if you're working as a house help, they tend to run from it. They have a lot of runaway cases. The employer go and reports, my staff has run away, my this has run away. Of course, if you are treating the staff well, they are not going to run. Why? If you are treating me well, like you treat me like a human being that I am, I came to hustle. There's no reason why I should be running. So people tend to hold their passport, saying, okay, I can hold your passport so you will not be able to run. No, they are not supposed to hold your passport. This is your document. You should be in charge of your passport. The only reason why you will give your employer your passport is in the fact that your probably scared or afraid that your passport will get missing. Now, we have the labor office. Like I said, the labor office fight for both the expatriate and for the employers. Now, we have the part where it emphasizes or concentrates on the expatriate. Why? Because we don't live here. This is not our country. This is another man's land. So we obviously have people who have to assist us in one or two things. So this, in this kind of a matter, or when you need your passport and your employer is like, no, you not get your passport, you go to the El Mare. This is the labor office, the labor market office. So you go there and you report your issue, and yep, of course they'll sort out everything for you. Now let's go to the third thing, which is you are not entitled to pay any money for your visa, your work permit, your resident permit. You're not entitled to pay any money for your work permit. Now, your work permit, when we talk about the work permit, we're talking about your visa or your resident permit in the country. This is to show that you're legally staying in the country. You have your CPR, which is like our ID card. You get an ID card, you get your visa copy. You're not entitled to pay this to your boss. No, he employed you, he or she employed you. So this is his duty or his responsibility to take care of this part. He's supposed, because if you're working in a restaurant or you're working somewhere and you're being caught without having this document, now he or she is going to get a fine for allowing you to work without paying, without providing this document for you. So it's his duty to do this, not you. You're not entitled to pay for this. Okay, so put this in your head. This is your right. Your employer is supposed to provide your work permit without any payment. Now let's talk about the next thing. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is, if you're working in Bahrain, you have been working in a company for the past 1 year, and you think you are okay, you're done, and you're done with this company. Now you can leave. It's shocking. Yes, you can leave. You will not die there. Now you cannot die there. You can leave, but if you're leaving, your employer is supposed to be aware about your intentions of leaving. Now, if you have an employer who likes you so much and doesn't want you to leave, will be like, okay, please, I don't want you to go. Now you have a negotiation with him and you say, okay, I will not go, and this, whatever you want to discuss with he or she, that solely depends on you. But what I'm trying to tell you is, after 1 year, you are entitled to leave and get a new job in another place. But before you do that, the labor office should be aware and your employer should be aware. Because if you go and work somewhere else without informing your employer or your employee, this is a crime against your employer and the labor office. You're going against their rules and their regulations that govern this society. Okay, so this is another right that you should not in any case forget or do it without telling your employer. And now let's talk about another thing, is the issue of harassment. So any form of harassment is harassment, whether insulting me. Let's talk about, let me just give an example of house help. Maybe your boss is trying to sleep with you or something, and yeah, you go to the nearest police station. I mean, the closest police station you can think of, and report this matter to, and see what will happen. No matter who you are, nobody is above the law. Nobody. So if you're going against the law, yeah, the law will handle you. If you don't want to, I mean, abide to the law, it's going to humble you. So yes. A disclaimer statement: this information is meant for sharing purpose and not for challenging purpose. I'm not giving this information to go and challenge your boss. I'm giving this information to be aware of it and to share it, to make my African brothers and sisters not to be scared. Don't think you're coming to die or something. You have your own rights as an employee. Okay, and let me give you guys one advice. Guys, if you're working in a company, I don't care where you're working, Middle East, wherever, Once you start your first 3 months, in fact your first month, and it's not moving well, start looking for another job immediately. There are so many apps you can get a job. So many. Start looking for another job ASAP. By the time you are almost ending your probation period, you leave. In fact, once you're, because you have the 3 months, you have your first 3 months. Once you're in the first month, you see the job is not moving the way you have to go. In short, the first week, if the job is not moving, before you leave that job, make sure you have another one. Because if you leave that job without having another, you will smell smoke, you will see fire. So before you leave, make sure you get another job. So my brothers and sisters, my advice to you on this particular video is, if you're working somewhere, it's not conducive for you, you have 3 months to think. Don't allow 3 months to pass before you start thinking of leaving. You have 3 months. You have the first one to start looking for a job ASAP, non-sleeping. You have the second one, and you have the second, the 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 weeks, 3 months to leave and get yourself another job. Do your savings. So if the job is not moving the way it has to go, you need to get a place for yourself to stay while you continue hustling. Don't stay there till it's 3 months and it's done and dusted, and you start like, oh, I want to leave, and this, why do you want to leave? If there's an employer who likes trouble, he or she will bring you problem. Trust me. But anyway, we'll still have the labor office. So I'm just trying to put this in your head. If you start working, this job is not moving the way you thought it's going to move, or you thought it was going to move, guys, please start looking for job ASAP. We have Expatriate, we have New Quick Gov, we have LinkedIn, we have Jobuzon, we have Google. We have a lot of places that you can start looking for jobs. Don't wait for your 3 months to elapse before you start looking for job. And don't leave your job if you don't have another option, because it's a bit difficult out here. It's so difficult out here. I see a lot of people struggling and suffering, and I'm saying this to my viewers. Please, before you do that, make sure you get a job. And before you sign and say, okay, I'm in this job, make sure the terms and condition matches. Because if the terms and condition does not matches and you want to leave, you'll be doomed. So I had to bring the serious moment in because a lot have been going on. So I had to bring the serious moment in to educate my viewers. So if you've been watching this video so far from the beginning to end, please give me a thumbs up, share my video, tell a friend to subscribe to Nessa's Fantasy, because I have all the gisting, and every question you want, drop it down in the comment section. I am definitely going to reply to you. So I'll see you guys again in my next video. Mind you, you have the rights as I have listed, and you equally have duties to perform. That will be seen in my next video. So please watch out and don't forget to like. Bye bye.